You know, a lot of guys feel their vitality start to slip over the years and just kind of figure, hey, that's just part of getting older. But what if I told you that a huge part of the solution was hiding in a simple 3-minute ritual you could do every single morning? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into a really common but totally misunderstood issue and a protocol that gets right to the root of it. Let's get into it.
It all starts with something quiet, a small change. You might not even really register it at first. You know what I'm talking about. That familiar sign of vitality when you first wake up, it's just not there like it used to be. It's a silent signal, and believe me, it's your body's way of trying to get your attention. And that right there is the million-dollar question. What is it actually saying? So many guys just chalk it up to age or stress from work, but the real message is way more specific. And honestly, a lot more urgent than you might think.
Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The latest research is showing that for the vast majority of men, the problem isn't low testosterone, and it's not just getting older. The real cause and the real solution is hiding in plain sight. It's all about what you do in that very first hour after you wake up.
So, first things first, let's just get a handle on how incredibly common this silent signal is. If you've noticed this change yourself, I want you to know you are absolutely not alone, not by a long shot. The truth is, the number is pretty staggering. More than half, that's 50%, of all men will deal with some form of erectile dysfunction by the time they hit 60. It's so important to know that this is a widespread physiological thing, not some kind of personal failure. And yeah, that number keeps climbing. By age 70, it jumps to nearly 70%. Now, that clearly shows it's a progressive problem, but, and this is a key, it's a progression that can be stopped, and in many cases, even reversed. Okay, so let's pull back the curtain and uncover the real villain behind all this, because once you really understand what's actually going on, the solution becomes so much clearer. So here's the bottom line. We've been looking in all the wrong places. It's not really about hormones. It's not just about your age. The science points overwhelmingly to your vascular health. We're talking about poor circulation and this thing called endothelial dysfunction.
So what in the world is that? Well, think of it like this. The super delicate inner lining of your blood vessels, that's the endothelium. It basically gets stiff. It kind of forgets its most important job, which is to relax and open up so blood can flow where it needs to go. This clamps down on blood flow right when you need it most. And this quote just says it all. It's so powerful. Why? Because the blood vessels down there are some of the absolute smallest in your entire body. That means they're the very first ones to show signs of trouble. They're like an early warning system for your heart health. Ignoring this signal is a massive, massive mistake. But, and this is a huge but, here's where the whole story changes. The good news, the great news actually, is that research from places like MIT has shown that these vessels aren't permanently broken. They're just dormant. They're sleeping. And what does that mean? It means they can be woken up. Their function can be restored. So if these vessels are just sleeping, you have to ask, what's putting them to sleep in the first place? Well, it turns out we might be doing it to ourselves with 3 incredibly common mistakes we make every single morning without even realizing it. Some experts have literally called this the morning massacre. First, think about it. You haven't had a drop of water for maybe 8 hours. You're dehydrated. That makes your blood thick like sludge, and studies show it can tank blood flow down there by up to 42%. Second, you jump out of bed. All that blood rushes down to your legs, which can steal up to 35% of the blood flow from your pelvis. And third, you chug that coffee on an empty stomach. Boom, your stress hormone, cortisol, skyrockets, and cortisol's job is to block testosterone. Okay, enough of the bad news. We get the problem, we get the mistakes. Let's talk about the fix. And it's a simple, powerful 3-minute protocol designed to undo that morning massacre. It's broken down into 3 super logical steps. Each one is designed to perfectly counter one of those morning mistakes. Step 1, for 60 seconds, we activate circulation. Step 2, for 90 seconds, we wake up those sleeping blood vessels. And step 3, for just 30 seconds, we optimize our hormones for the day. Now, let's zoom in on step 2, because you do this before you even get out of bed. It's so easy. You start with 20 simple ankle pumps. This fires up your calf muscles. They call them the second heart for a reason, because they help pump blood back up towards your core. Then 15 gentle pelvic tilts. These wake up the exact muscles you need for strong function. And finally, 5 deep belly breaths. This is an amazing natural way to boost nitric oxide, which is the molecule that tells your blood vessels to chill out and open up.
And here are the secret ingredients that basically supercharge the whole thing. For step 1, hydration, just add a tiny pinch of Celtic sea salt to your water. It's packed with minerals that help turn on your body's whole electrical system. And for step 3, hormones. Before your coffee, take a spoonful of extra virgin olive oil and lemon juice. The healthy fat kicks off testosterone production, and the vitamin C helps with that all-important nitric oxide. Simple, right?
Okay, so you start doing this. The big question is, what can you actually expect to happen, and when? Let's walk through the typical timeline.
In just the first few days, most guys say that brain fog just lifts. They feel this clean, steady energy. But the real magic usually happens between days 5 and 7. That's when that silent signal gets loud again, when that first morning erection comes back. Then by week 2, things start getting more spontaneous. And by the end of the first month, for most guys, function is stable and reliable. And look, don't just take my word for it. The clinical data is incredible. A 2024 study from researchers at the Cleveland Clinic followed men over 60 on a similar protocol. After only 2 weeks, 81% reported significant improvement. And after a month, that number jumped to a staggering 94%. The results are real.
But, numbers are one thing. This right here is what it's all about. This is from a 69-year-old named David. Just read that. This isn't just about fixing a physical problem, it's about getting back a connection, an intimacy, a huge part of who you are. And that really brings us to the final crucial point here. While this all starts with what happens in the morning, the effects, they ripple out into every single part of your day and your life. Just remember, this is all about blood flow. When you improve circulation down there, you're improving it everywhere, including to your brain. Guys report sharper thinking, steady energy all day without that 3 p.m. crash, sleeping deeper than they have in years, and this renewed sense of confidence that they take with them everywhere. So when it all comes down to it, it's about a choice. Every single morning, you have one. You can keep doing the same old things that slowly drain your vitality, or you can choose to invest just 3 minutes to intentionally and systematically rebuild it from the ground up. The choice is yours.